May I request all present to kindly remain standing for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar ji, Madam Dr. Sudesh Dhankar ji, Secretary to the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Sunil Kumar Gupta ji, Professor of Real Estate and Urban Development, New York University, Shri Manish Srivastav ji, MD and CEO, HDFC Capital Advisors Limited, Shri Vipul Rungta ji, students from New York University, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. Sir, we have with us students of New York University hailing from the United States of America, Belgium, Korea, Serbia, and India, who are on an immersive journey studying Bharat's cultural tapestry through their course, Global Cities, India. We have no doubt that as you traverse through India's ancient monuments and modern metropolises, experiencing the rhythms of our streets and the warmth of our people, you will witness how India seamlessly weaves its timeless heritage with contemporary aspirations. We hope that your visit today offers you a glimpse into the institutional heart of the world's largest democracy. I now invite Professor Manish Srivastav, Professor, New York University, to deliver his introductory remarks.
आदरणीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी, Madam Mrs. Dr. Mrs. Dhankar ji, Secretary Gupta ji, and Vipul Rungta ji. It's a great honor to introduce myself to Your Excellency. I am Manish Srivastava. I'm a professor of global real estate finance, investment, and development at New York University. And I'm also a visiting professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, teaching real estate, finance investments, international real estate. As part of the January term, I teach a course called Global Cities. We have had examples where the power of urbanization has been unleashed in various parts of the world to create economic growth, GDP growth, and uplift the life of societies in the society of many people, especially those who are the most vulnerable. Our course brings us into India to study the vast, wonderful culture, heritage, the dynamism of its people, and above all, the unique intellect that this country possesses. And that is going to be a great contributor to the future of the world's growth, stability. As part of this course, we are trying to study the National Capital Region, what the strengths are, what the infrastructure is, especially the infrastructure that has been, development that has been brought about since 2014 under the present government. And our students hopefully will take with them not just the technical part of it, but the wonderful culture of India, the heritage of India. And hopefully this will be a wonderfully remarkably remembering tour for you all for the rest of your lives. I want to thank Vipul Rungta, my dear friend, who is, in my view as a teacher, that this country is in such wonderful hands, where there are leaders who are positioning urban development, real estate development to unleash that capital growth and provide and serve the society to create housing to the ones who need the most. And also to Vipul's team, Manish Agarwal, Danesh Barucha, and Kashish, and Joel Sons, I'm grateful to all of them for helping us with this. And with that, I'm very grateful and gratitudinous for your time, Mr. Vice President. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Srivastava. May I now request Shri Vipul Rungta ji to share his thoughts with the audience.
I'm not aware of the protocol, but I'll go in the decreasing order of what I think. So, this is Jagdeep Dhankhar, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Dhankhar, Mr. Gupta, Professor Srivastava, my colleagues, students of NYU, a lot of whom I'm seeing for, I think 3 of them I'm seeing for the second time, and people of the Vice President office. It's an absolute privilege. I think when I was told that I have to speak a few words to talk to you, I thought I'll just give a perspective in terms of the objective of the tour. It's a study tour. A lot of them, most of them are in fact coming to India for the first time. And I think the genesis was a fairly freewheeling discussion we had with some of them about 6 months back in New York, because the Western narrative and the narrative about India and India as we see it and as we know it is extremely different. And I thought it's best, as I said, in one of the states they say, Padharo Hamare Desh. So we said that why don't you just come to India to see what is happening in this part of the world. Thanks, and I'm sure Professor Srivastava has obviously done a great job in putting together and getting all of you here. I would just like to say this is your first official day of your trip here. I think yesterday you spent some time at Chandni Chowk, which is eating some food and getting some delicacies there, which is a good start. And you're staying at what is one of the best hotel properties in this part of the country. So enjoy your stay. Take care of the Delhi belly. Be careful about the chutneys and the achars and the pure water that you're drinking, but focus on the culture. I would only say that it's a culture that makes everybody and makes a country, and we are very, very fortunate to have been born in this era where our elders have built it out this way. And if you can get a taste of, just a small taste of what this entire country and beautiful country is about, we'll be very thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Vipul Rungta ji, for sharing your insights. May I now request the Honorable Vice President of India to address the August gathering.
Shri Sunil Kumar Gupta, Secretary to the Vice President. Shri Manish Srivastava, Professor, New York University. Shri Vipul Rungta, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, SDFC Capital Advisors Limited. I will have to refer to my wife, Dr. Sudesh Dhankhar. And my greetings to all of you. I welcome you all to this establishment. It's a delightful moment. And those of you who are coming to this country for the first time, Bharat, B stands for brotherhood, also sisterhood. Because when Vivekananda made that great speech at Chicago, he said brothers and sisters. Those of you who are visiting this country for the first time will not be able to notice the change that has taken place in last decade. No country in the world has so changed. No country in the world has witnessed this kind of transformation in last decade as Bharat. If I go by global institutions, International Monetary Fund says India is a land of opportunity and investment, favorite destination. The World Bank has accoladed us by indicating that in digitization, what India has accomplished in about 6 years is normally not achievable in more than 4 decades. And why not? There is a factual premise for these extraordinary exponential developments. Can you imagine 500 million people getting into banking inclusion? I'm saying 500 million. 170 million getting free gas connection. 120 million households getting toilet, potable water, 5G technology available in the villages, all villages connected by road. I know the difference because I was member of Parliament in 89, a minister in 1990. So what has happened in this country is amazing. As a matter of fact, when it comes to digitization, we are role model to the world. Let's go just a few years back, 2, 3, 4 years back. The world was battling COVID. And we handled it so well, simultaneously helping 100 other countries. India stands for inclusivity. And that is why you would have seen G20 motto, one earth, one family, one future. And that is drawn from our 5,000-year-old civilization ethos, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And we believe in it. And therefore the impression, global impression about India has to change. In all modesty, let me make a reflection. There is no global corporate or entity of repute that does not have an Indian genius at the top level. There is no country in the world, mark my words, no country in the world that has constitutionally structured democracy at the village level, at the district level, at the municipal level, at the state level, at the central level. And just imagine where we are at the moment. 1/3 reservation has been given to women in legislatures. A game-changing situation for positive exploitation of human resource. This is a step towards fairness to half of humanity. 1/3 is not ceiling, it is reservation. It will always be more than 1/3. Then when it comes to societal elements, representative character, it is horizontal and vertical. The impact is being felt in this country for the marginalized, for the weaker, the vulnerable. And now there is an ecosystem, and the ecosystem is very categorical. A young mind has all the opportunity to exploit his or her potential, exploit talent, realize ambitions. And no wonder we are a nation young. At 28, India's median age tells a story of youth leading the world's largest democracy. When I compare, US is 38 and China is 39. No country has witnessed the kind of phenomenal development we have seen in the last 10 years. This has converted Bharat, India, into aspirational mode. People tested development they never imagined. Look at real estate. Look at our highways. Look at the kind of infrastructure we brought about. In the face of COVID, Indian Parliament new building was made in less than 30 months, fully equipped. This is the development. If I were to go to my village in 1989, I would take a train. If I go by road, it would take about 8-9 hours. Now it takes less than 2.5 hours. I have multiple routes. 6 months back, it was taking 3 hours. 4 years ago, it was taking 4 hours. That's the kind of development we are having. The opportunity basket for youth is enlarging. There is not a field of human activity where India is not agog with futuristic intentions. So from that perspective, you can find out Silicon Valley's new reality. 1 in 5 unicorn founders are Indian, making Indian leadership new normal. 140,000 startups and 116 unicorns. How transformative has been the landscape for contribution by youth. Innovative policies, far-reaching policies that handhold the entrepreneurs at every stage. Ease of governance. What you had seen earlier, India has accomplished now. Rule of law. There is equality before law, come what may. No privileged pedigree. No one is immune from the process of law. Difficult but achieved. And achieved effectively, impactfully, it's a ground reality. Transparent, accountable governance. We compare with the best in the world. And look at the accessibility of internet, adaptability of it. Per capita internet consumption of an Indian is more than that of US and China taken together. When it comes to our direct digital transactions, I am from a village, a farmer. 100 million farmers thrice a year get direct transactions. At a global level, we account for more than 50%. And boys and girls, it is 4 times the combined transactions of USA, UK, France, and Germany. Our economy has traversed from fragile 5 to big 5. Ahead of our colonial rulers, UK. Shortly, we don't leave somebody behind, we march ahead. We'll be ahead of Japan and Germany. And therefore, your visit to this country is very, very important. Because India as a nation stands for peace, stability, global growth. It's a nation that never subscribes to expansion. It has always believed historically into resolution of disputes through dialogue and diplomacy. I wish you see all around. India is cultural center of the world. No country can boast of 5,000 years of culture. If you go to any part of this country, infrastructure, cuisine, culture, very different. You are here at a time when an event is taking place after 144 years, Mahakumbh. And can you guess how many people will go to that place? 400 million people. 400 million people will go to that place in a time zone of few weeks. And you'll find management seamless. Everybody taken care of. Systemic, upright environment you will see. Things have changed dramatically. With modesty, this century belongs to Bharat. Because we believe in the world. If I give you just certain figures, look at our electorate. Look look at our voting pattern. Look at the time frame we do it. If you compare with the rest of the world, you will find the difference. In a decade, 2 trillion economy, $2 trillion US economy has doubled to 4 trillion. And 8% growth by and large. Compare it with the large economies, you will find the difference. 14 kilometers of highways, world-class highways, and 6 kilometers of railway track coming into being daily. Every day we add 14 kilometers of highways and 6 kilometers of railways. Every year we have added 4 new airports and 1 metro system. 1,000 kilometer metro network across 23 cities. We are ahead of Japan. This reflects India's urbanization. Let me share with you, and I do it satisfyingly. We have 751 million internet users, driving 500 daily digital transactions. That is Digital India in action. 1.68 billion direct benefit transfers in 1 year. The economy has got formalized because even for small payments, cash is normally not used. Therefore, I say that India stands for the world. Existential challenge we are with the world, climate change. And we have demonstrated. I'll conclude by making 2 observations. The entire world applauded India G20, saying a very high benchmark has been set. But the point has to be seen. What kind of inclusivity? European Union was member of G20. African Union was not. Look at the qualitative difference. At India, New Delhi Declaration, African Union was included in G20. Equitable step, well-deserved step. Secondly, Global South, the nations constituting Global South, they have huge presence. They were not noticed. And India did that. It brought concerns of Global South on the radar, global radar. I am grateful to Vipul Rungta. For youth of this country, he is an icon. His passion of affordable housing, his mission is being realized on the ground. Just to share a figure, 40 million people got affordable housing under government scheme. I'm not talking of private schemes. I'm not talking of individual affairs. And our Prime Minister is so passionate about empowerment of women. Then when government is making these houses available, the ownership is with the female gender. The keys are given to them. I had the good occasion to see affordable housing locality in Daman and Diu. It rivaled the best of the premium flats. Therefore, I am happy that you are in a land of knowledge and wisdom, a land that housed ancient institutions like Nalanda and Takshila, a land where people from all over the world thronged in search of peace, and they do it now also. On real estate, India is a crucible at the moment to be noticed because a big change is being catalyzed. Anyone who comes to India after 6 months sees the difference. Wish you the very best. Enjoy yourself and make most of your time. Maybe we'll connect someday in some position. I was very happy when people told me once, where are you heading for? He said, I am going to deliver a lecture in your university. Then I learned more about your university. Today I see it has very brilliant students, boys and girls. Wish you great year ahead, great years ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your invaluable reflections and your motivating words. With this, we come to the end of today's program. May I now request everyone present to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे